I came home and headed to my room to see my mother standing in front of my mirror. I said hello to her, but she didn't say anything. It was so strange. She kept on ignoring me. I heard my phone buzz. I got a text, and it was from my mother, telling me that she would be home soon.
What was that?
My town had a recent kidnapping, so I decided to learn Morse code to stay safe, in case I was the next victim and needed a way to contact the police. But whenever it rains, the raindrops keep telling me to get out. On my 7th birthday, my parents had gotten me a new doll. Her name was Ellie. She had long blonde hair and looked just like me. When I went to bed that night, I tucked Ellie in right beside me. I had woken up to a noise coming from outside. I got up to see that Ellie was missing. But when I looked out my window, I saw a woman who looked just like her. I went outside to see the mysterious woman. She brought me to a park where she said we could play. She walked closer to me, holding a knife, and said, "What about, instead of me looking just like you looked just like me?" You could say I was the queen bee at my school. I was popular, pretty, and I was on top of all my classes. Not to mention I was rich. Every girl wanted to be me. But I always used to bully this one girl in particular. She was very quiet, and not to mention she was smarter than me. And that's what made me hate her. I was supposed to be the top of all my classes, not her. But there was something about her that made me feel some type of nostalgia. One day, she was in the girls' restrooms, and I decided to run over to her and push her. But then I noticed something I hadn't before. Her necklace, the same one my missing childhood best friend used to wear. And that's when I realized.
Late at night, a young girl was left home alone. While her parents went off to pick something up from their friend's house, the young girl sat in her room most of the night. While she was playing with her dolls, she heard a soft tapping on her window. She peeked out and saw a pale face staring back at her. Terrified, she closed the curtains and hid under her blankets. But the tapping continued, growing louder and more insistent. She mustered up the courage to look again, only to find the face pressed against the glass, a wide, twisted smile on its lips. She screamed. Right after her parents finally got home, they found her screaming down to them, and she was terrified to what had happened. They returned to her room. The face was gone. They assured her it was just her imagination, but she couldn't shake the feeling that she was being watched. From that night on, she always kept her curtains tightly closed, afraid of what might lurk outside her window.
After my mother passed away, my dad got a new girlfriend. She was gorgeous and always took care of me. One day, she gave me a pink ribbon and tied it around my neck. I had worn this ribbon for as long as I can remember, at school, at home, at the beach, and I never questioned why, until one night my father went out for drinks, and I was left alone with his girlfriend. So I asked her, "Why do I have to wear this ribbon?" Her facial expression changed.
You're not gonna take it off, are you?
I ran away to my bedroom, slowly untied the ribbon, and my head fell off. I was always afraid of monsters, especially the monster under my bed. Though whenever I told anyone about it, and how unsafe I felt, they'd call me childish and laugh at me. One night, I had a huge fight with my family, and I ended it by rushing to my room, jumping into bed, and completely forgetting about the monster as I fell asleep. The next morning, I woke up with blurry vision and a painful headache. Assuming it was from last night's fight, I hopped out of bed to get some painkillers. As I passed my mirror, I caught a glimpse of red from the corner of my eye. I quickly went back for a second look, and I almost threw up. My clothes were stained with dried blood, and my hands were covered in red. I rushed out of my room to tell my parents, but I stopped dead in my tracks. I was a very social girl. I was never afraid of anything. Even when I was younger, I was never scared of monsters or creepypastas that I used to watch on YouTube. That was just my nature. One day, I was Facetiming with my friend in my room. When suddenly I dropped my phone on the floor, I quickly grabbed it. But when I looked at the screen, my friend's expression had changed. I asked her what was wrong, and she told me.
Why is there a man under your bed?
Once there was two girls, Brianna and Jess. Brianna and Jess went on a yacht together, and it was really fun and great. However, Brianna went to the bathroom. Jess got pushed over by someone and drowned. Years later, Brianna brings her new best friend to the same yacht party. Brianna goes to the bathroom again and leaves her new friend alone. Her friend somehow falls off the ship too. When Brianna comes back, she is shocked, but not as shocked as she will be.
My twin sister Elizabeth was everything our parents wanted. To my parents, she was their only daughter, the golden child, and I was just a random girl holding the family reputation together. We were celebrating our 18th birthday that evening with friends who couldn't tell us apart. As guests started to arrive, I made my way into my sister's room. She was getting ready to go and greet the guests as I grabbed the knife I had hid earlier. I gazed at my beautiful reflection in the mirror in front of me, wearing Elizabeth's expensive dress and her silver tiara. Everyone saw Elizabeth's grace and her charm, not the impostor wearing her crown. I fit right into Elizabeth's shoes perfectly, and no one seemed to notice I was missing, or should I say, Elizabeth.
Aubrey lived alone in her apartment. One night, as she was watching TV, she heard a faint knock on the door. It was strange. She wasn't expecting anyone. "Who's there?" she called. There was no reply. The knocking came again, louder this time. Nervous, Aubrey looked through the peephole but saw no one. Thinking it might be a prank, she decided to ignore it. Moments later, her phone buzzed with a text. It was from an unknown number. "I'm outside." Her blood ran cold. She checked the peephole again, still no one there. Then, a chilling realization hit her. The text didn't say they were outside the door. Slowly, Aubrey turned around, opening her window's curtains.
I am a server for a local restaurant. I love my job, but I've always noticed something off about the chef. She never lets anyone see what she's making or how she makes it. Hey chef, I just want to check up on you.
I'm fine, get back to work this instant.
Okay chef. I glance down at the food she's making, and to my horror, I see a human fingernail in the meatball. When I was 10, my parents moved houses to a rural area. The houses looked abandoned. When I was exploring the house, I saw a diary. It read, "Hello, my name is Laura, but by the time you read this, I will be dead." And underneath that paragraph was warnings. It read, "Never wake up at 3 a.m. Number 2, never open the basement door at 3 a.m. If you wake up at 3 a.m. and you see shadows, don't answer or question the shadows or else you'll be locked in the basement."
I left my daughter with the babysitter whilst I went out. Later, I then got a phone call from the babysitter saying,
Sorry I couldn't make it tonight.
I was a server. Serving cute guys was nothing new for me. But this one was different. He'd show up every Saturday night at 8 with this girl. I was envious of her. Hearing them laughing and giggling pissed me off. While I was taking their order, the guy was joking about how if she was on the menu, he'd eat her. She giggled and laughed at this. Then she said she was going to wash her hands. A few minutes later, I came back with his food. He told me that he didn't see that on the menu. And I told him, sometimes jokes become reality. There was once a girl named Opal. Opal spent a lot of her time at home. One day, Opal was home, alone, reading in her room, until she heard a break-in noise. She looked out of her window to see a man swinging an axe into the side of her house, trying to get in. Opal decided to hide. She dialed 911, but it was already too late. There once was two girls named Janice and Ellie. Janice and Ellie loved to go out and explore haunted, abandoned houses. They never believed anything would happen. They thought it was just for entertainment. But one day, the girls decided to dress up in Halloween costumes, and they found this haunted house on the top of the hills, near the mountains, which some have said the mountain has unknown creatures. For the first time, Janice was scared, but Ellie still went in. They split up. Janice went upstairs, and Ellie stayed downstairs until Janice heard a loud scream. She came running down the stairs and
There was a girl named Drea. She was quiet and unknown. She would always get bullied by another girl named Chloe, who was pretty and popular. At lunch, Chloe was bullying Drea for her bows. Shortly after, Drea was planning to get revenge. Chloe was walking home from school in the dark, but that was the last time she was seen. A girl named Chloe went missing yesterday after she was walking home from school. Nothing of hers has been found. The next day, Drea was talking to her friend, Mackenzie. "Hey, did you hear what happened to Chloe?" "No, what happened to her?" "She went missing yesterday." "Oh, I hope they find her." "Yeah, I like your headband, by the way." "Thanks, I got it yesterday."
I had a huge crush on a boy in my high school. He was pretty popular and had gorgeous emerald eyes. I always dreamt of him. One day, he approached me. He asked me,
"Hello, right? Well, I kinda like you. Wanna go out with me?"
My heart instantly fluttered as I said yes. When I came home, I wrote in my diary,
Plan A succeeded.
The day of our date came up and I drove over to the restaurant, but then I spotted him talking on his phone.
"Yeah, dude. Can't believe she actually fell for it. Well, dare suck."
My heart sank as I listened, and then I said,
I guess I'll have to go for Plan B instead.
One day, I was in my room, watching Netflix when my mom yelled that dinner was ready. I went over to the kitchen and sat down as I started eating. But then I remembered something. I'm home alone.
One day, I woke up super sick. My mom had to go somewhere. I was super confused because she came back oddly fast, but she told me she was going to be gone for 2 to 3 hours. But she came back, strangely telling me to not go into the basement. My so-called mother had to go get groceries. She waved by, reminding me again to not go into the basement. But the girl I am, I went into the basement. There I saw my real mother, with blood everywhere. I was popular. People were always drawn to me in school. But everything changed when she came along. Her name was Amy. She took everything from me, my friends, and my popularity. This made me really uncomfortable. One day, I asked Amy out after class. I gave Amy a glass of water to drink, and Amy was gone. Life went on, as it always did. But sometimes, I still see her. My town had a recent kidnapping, so I decided to learn Morse code to stay safe, in case I was the next victim and needed a way to contact the police. But whenever it rains, the raindrops keep telling me to get out. I used to always go on walks in the park at night, but every Saturday I noticed a man sitting by a tree. I was always curious why he was there at the same time and in the same spot. I started to walk home how I normally do, but I noticed that there was a creepy mask on the sidewalk. I didn't think much of it because Halloween was a few days ago. By the time I got home, I had forgotten about the mask and went to sleep. As I was sleeping, I heard my doorbell ring. And as I opened the door, I saw the same mask outside. I quickly went back inside and locked the door. As I was going back to my room, I heard glass break. I ran downstairs to see what had happened, and in my kitchen, I saw the man from the park standing there wearing the mask.
It was a quiet and boring day in the shop. We were waiting on the last customer to finish trying on their clothes to close the shop for the day.
Hey, Ari, I'm gonna go throw the trash outside in the garbage bin.
Oh yeah, go ahead, Rookie. I was distracting myself with my phone while waiting for that customer to finish, when suddenly I heard a... I ran to the dressing rooms, and that's when I saw their body.
It was 12 a.m. Christmas Day was almost here. A girl named Alina woke up in the middle of the night to hear rustling in her living room. Alina assumed it might have just been her parents setting up for morning time, so she decided to go and get a drink. Alina was heading back to her room when she saw it. It was Halloween night. A girl named Brianna was getting ready to go out with friends. She picked out a quick costume to wear. She puts it on. A few minutes later, she's waiting for her friend to come pick her up, but she hasn't received any text message from them, and their phone number goes to voicemail. She assumes they are busy driving to her house, so she waits and waits until 2 hours pass by. It's now 3 a.m. She's tired, waiting, until she hears footsteps coming from the upstairs. She's confused but scared, not knowing who is upstairs. She decides to go upstairs. She turns the corner to see.
I was busy eating my dinner when I suddenly heard a woman screaming for help. I walk right down the window to see what's happening, and I saw a man with a ghost face murdering the girl. I didn't know what to do since I just witnessed a killing right in front of my house. Killer looks behind and I think he saw me, and the last 2 seconds he was gone like nothing happened there. I closed the windows and locked my doors cause I'm freaking out. I heard footsteps downstairs, so I'm guessing that the killer must have broken in. I checked it out if it's just my sister who came in, and when I didn't see anybody there I gone back to my room, and that's when I realized he's already there.
I was home alone, watching TV. I went to go put on my PJs so I could head to bed. I heard my mother come home and she shouted my name. As soon as I was going to open my bedroom door, I got a text. A text from my mother telling me that she was almost here. One day in October, 2 friends named Briar and Amara were hanging out at Briar's house. Everything was normal. The girls carved pumpkins, watched scary movies, baked treats. But throughout the day, Briar noticed Amara's strange actions. She would stare at the wall randomly, She would also walk off into different rooms without saying where she was going. Briar was concerned. She just thought maybe she didn't feel well. A little later, Amara gets up and goes into the nearby bedroom. Briar decides to follow closely behind. She peeks through the crack and sees... I recently caught my boyfriend cheating on me with my best friend, Amelia. Moping around wasn't going to help anything, so I took matters into my own hands. He doesn't know I found out, but before we break up, I wanted to have a special last dinner. I had spent all day making sure our last meal together would be perfect. I was so excited for him to try my new food. I used a special ingredient to make sure he would love it. He ended up saying it was the best meal I had ever made him, but I already knew that it would be great for him because of my special ingredient. If you were wondering what that special ingredient is, it's called Amelia. Me and Blair have been friends since we were little kids. We both said we were going to be friends forever, no matter what. In high school, she became more pretty and really popular. She always had the spotlight when we were together. One day, she told me she wanted to stop being friends with me. I asked her why she wanted to stop being friends. She told me I wasn't pretty enough to be seen with her. When school ended, I followed her home, and that was the last time she was seen.
Me and my friends were having a sleepover. We had so much fun, baked cupcakes, went on Omegle, and much more. When I was on my computer, I discovered the dark web, which had really sketchy phone numbers. I thought it was some silly thing people made up, so I wanted to call one of the phone numbers listed. I told my friends, but Ray kept telling me that I shouldn't do it or something bad will happen. I didn't really think much of it because I thought she was just being dramatic. So I called one of the phone numbers, but no one was answering, so I gave up. 20 minutes later, while I was chatting with my friends, but then I realized they both had very shocked faces. Why are you guys staring at me like that?
Girl, there's someone behind you.
OMG, I see it too.
What are you guys talking about? There's no one behind me. Ha ha ha.
My town was famous for having multiple murder cases. My parents were police officers, and I always found the cases interesting. One day, I ordered a camera from eBay to possibly be able to help my parents. When it finally arrived, I opened the box and took the camera out. I decided to check the camera roll first to see if everything was cleared out. But what I saw was horrifying. Pictures of me, all throughout the years.